Okay, I just have to ask, am I being punked? Seriously, am I being punked? Because I'm looking for the cameras all the time now. Here's Timothy Geithner. Say it again, Tim.
Is there a risk that the United States could lose its AAA credit rating, yes or no?
No risk of that.
None.
No risk. Again, if you look, if you listen carefully now, you see the leadership of the United States of America, the president, the Republican leadership in both houses, and the Democrats recognizing now that this is the right thing to do for the economy.
Okay, so there's no risk at all of that.
None.
And no risk at all. That's weird because they downgraded us, surprisingly, on a Friday. They wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to adjust to it, and boy, they have, haven't they? The futures now for the stock market down how much? 261 points? No biggie. What? No biggie. Gold's up $50 an ounce. Exactly as foretold, Grasshopper. Exactly as foretold. Except this guy, and then Warren Buffett gets into it, and he's like, what? What? Do you have the report?
Yeah.
Here's what who is this that's doing this?
CNBC.
Okay, CNBC. They talked to Warren Buffett, and here's what the reporter had to say.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense what S&P did. In Omaha, and this is a quote, the U.S. is still AAA rated. Of course, Omaha is where Berkshire Hathaway is based. And then he said, if there were quadruple A rating, Liz, I'd give it to the USA. He is very, very much of the belief that this is not something that the U.S. deserved. In fact, I flat out said, did the U.S. deserve this? He said, absolutely not. He said, look, here's why. In essence, what you have is the fact that the United States, to his knowledge, owes no money in currency other than the U.S. dollar, which the United States Treasury can print. Now, he said if you're talking about inflation outlook, that's a different question. He has been stating that he's worried about inflation.
But it's okay because we've got a printing press.
There's no reason to worry about our credit rating. We'll pay it off as long as our loans are denominated in dollars.
Wow.
We'll just print more.
That's amazing.
Which just means that the money you'd be getting would be worth a lot less. Yes, you technically had it paid off, but it would be worth half.
Try this on. You'd pay China off, but you'd screw China, and you'd decimate every American.
Yep.
Decimate.
And this is the Oracle of Omaha.
Oh, yeah. It's number one. We have the stakes here, you know. Oh, jeez.
What's the downside of really pissing China off, though? I mean, what would they do? They certainly have no...
They have nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. I had a reporter last week on Monday who I respect. I really respect this reporter. She wrote to me and she said, Glenn, they're not gonna downgrade the United States. And I said, yes, they are. No, they're not. Yes, they are. She just wrote back Friday night. Wow, you were right on that one. Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out.
Well, we keep track of everything you say, mainly to make fun of you. That's the general use of the entire program.
I know.
But I have to, unfortunately, bring this to the table today, which is, I mean, it's absolutely disturbing. Unfortunately, you were right on a lot of this stuff.
What is this, from Saturday?
No, this one goes back a little ways, Pat. This goes back to February 6th, 2008. 2008. Now, you know, it seems kind of recent still. Remember, this is not only before the actual economic collapse, which happened towards the end of 2008. It's before Bear Stearns,
and
which was
before we selected a black president.
Yes,
not even February was
a very good point. It goes back
Barack
before
Obama wasn't even the known candidate.
Right, so
yet.
it's difficult to blame your racism for this particular prediction. But it goes back. Let's do 02, 06, 08, cut 1, sir.
If you get Hillary Clinton in office and she gives you universal health care, my theory is it'll only last about 4 years because there's just no way that we could afford it. We will be downgraded for our credit rating. Interest rates will go up for all of the debt that we have. Let's get an economist on and see if they will just war game that scenario out for me.
So funny because, of course, you pick, as you always make fun of your own political predictions, you talk about Hillary Clinton there. But your point being, if we get universal health care,
which we pretty well got,
you say it wouldn't last 4 years, and it didn't last even 2. I mean, what did it last? 2.5. 2.5. Mm-hmm. So that one, and you say there you want to get an economist on. Well, you bring one on later in the program. This is Stephen Moore from the Wall Street Journal. It's the same date, Sarah, cut 2.
You get government health care in with Obama or Hillary Clinton. And I said, it ain't going to last, and here's why. And please talk me down from this tree if I'm wrong.
I'll try.
Here's why it won't last. Because you cannot put something that large on the table without addressing Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security already. The credit of the United States will be downgraded. The rest of the world will know we're not serious by any stretch of the imagination.
Holy cow.
Oh, in a very short period of time, foreign governments will say, I'm not loaning these people any money because they can't pay it back.
Okay, stop.
Let me tell you something.
Wow. What did Stephen Moore agree with that or not?
I think he talked about how there was a potential risk, but he didn't. He didn't talk specifically about. I think it's going to happen.
But he tried to get him out of the crazy tree.
I think he tried to, but it's not difficult. It's not easy
Stephen
to do.
Always tries to. We had lunch the other day. He's a great guy. He tried to get me out of the crazy tree recently, and I'm like, oh, come on up. The tree is fine.
He's even higher now in the crazy tree.
No, I know. Come on in. Okay, so I want to take a break here in a few minutes and tell you when we come back exactly what I think is coming. And there are two things. On Friday, I told my wife to be aware that I believe the timetable now has accelerated. That this is, I remember I asked you, think of this. It was a week ago today that I got on the air and I said, how many warnings do you think you're going to get? How many do you think we deserve? How many more do you think are coming? I told you on the day that I broke the news of TARP to you that it was all coming undone. And I wasn't panicked about it because I had been telling you that it was coming for a while. And so I was prepared. But I told you that at that time, Bush and all of the conservatives, many of my own listeners, were berating me and beating me up daily because I was telling you what I believed was coming. And I did, quite frankly, almost the same thing that I am doing now with Israel, I did on the economy. Against everyone's direction, against everyone's wishes, I said what I believe is true. And I bet the farm on it because I felt it was important to say. But when it finally happened, what I said was, this is an opportunity for you to prepare now because TARP will give you time. It will give you time to buy food, buy clothing, get yourself out of debt, do the things that you need to do because it's coming undone. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. It could last another 5 years. It could be over by the end of the week. I don't know. I will tell you that it is coming undone. And there's not going to be a lot of warnings. And if I've learned anything this weekend, is that nobody has learned a damn thing. When I started saying this in 2008, does anybody remember the names that I was called? Does anybody remember what the right said to me about all of this stuff? They were playing politics in 2008. They're playing politics today. Everyone said that was unthinkable. It would not happen. Why? Because it never has. We're the United States of America. It will never happen here. I said, bull crap. The laws of physics and economic physics, they don't break down at our borders. Numbers are numbers. That's just the way it works. No, it's not going to happen. Well, now it has. The unthinkable has happened. Something that has never happened. Our credit rating survived the Great Depression. Our credit rating has not survived the first 2.5 years of the Obama administration. What do you think is going to happen in the next 1 year, or, God forbid, the next 5? What do you think is going to happen? The laws of mathematics are universal. And that's all we're dealing with here. So you have to make a choice today. And that is, this is as bad as it's going to get. Okay. If you believe that, turn the channel. Turn the channel. You're a moron. Turn the channel.
GBTV. The truth lives here.